What's up, peeps? We're here and we are going to do our favorites of the decade lists. We're doing top 10s. It's just Rick and myself because Bryce hates doing lists. But Bryce is in the room, live and in person, and will probably be combative. And Rick's moving the mic away from me because I'm very fucking loud and amped all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Bryce, combative? Yes, no, maybe so?
We'll find out.
All right, we'll find out, he says. So, welcome to Some Shit We Like Special
Edition.
After School Special Edition.
Some shit we like Bryce's Nightmare.
Yes, Bryce's Nightmare. This is going to go up as probably individual video for movies and individual video for games on YouTube. I don't think we're going to input the audio into the RSS feed because it would throw off our numbering.
We can if we want, but...
I think we'll just leave this as
How
video.
about, they just come to the YouTube page and subscribe. And
Yeah.
make sure to hit the notification bell.
And leave some comments below. Tell us how fucking dumb we are. Tell me how much my list sucks because there's 0 Marvel movies on it. Spoiler. You guys knew that already, though.
Yeah.
Movies. Yeah, we'll do movies first. Do you want me to go first?
Well, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
So we're doing top 10.
Top 10 of
For
the
the top
decade. Right.
So number 10.
Number 10 for me is a movie that came out of nowhere that I saw in an alcohol haze on New Year's Day. Hold on, let me check and see what year this came out. New Year's Day of 2013, but it's a 2012 movie. And when I rewatched it the next day after sobering up, I was like, did I really only enjoy that because I was still fucking drunk from New Year's Eve at Jay's house? Or do I really like this movie? Turns out it's my top 10 favorite movie of the decade, and that is Pitch Perfect because it came completely
Number 10.
out of nowhere.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Wow. That's perfect.
I love Anna Kendrick. I had just recently fallen in love with Anna Kendrick and knew she was in this movie, but upon seeing trailers, thought it looked like garbage. Because I really felt like they were trying to cash in on the fucking popularity of Glee, a show that I hate. But Ben, my brother, friend of the show, kept saying, dude, you gotta watch this movie, you gotta watch this movie. I'm putting it on for you when we get home because you have no fucking choice. You need to watch this movie. You're gonna love it, especially this one particular scene. And I was like, fine, whatever, dude. So, needless to say, I like it right out of the gate. But then it gets to this very specific scene, and it's the scene where she starts singing No Diggity at the riff off.
Oh,
and I was like, if I was not married, Anna Kendrick, I would stalk you, hunt you down, and marry you. Against your will. Because I fucking love you. But yeah, it's one of my favorite songs from the 90s, and that part of the movie.
Yeah, the riff off was definitely one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
As well as the beginning, because in the beginning, like, nobody expects that.
Right.
Me and Bryce went to go see it together.
It was top secret.
It was totally top secret.
And and then I brought it up, our first episode of 2013, that, oh man, if I would have seen this last year, this would have made my list. And you guys were like, we watched it, we just didn't tell you, blah, blah, blah.
No, what happened was, Rick and I were just trying to kill time.
Yeah.
I think we were going to go, was that the Argo? What were we seeing? We were seeing another movie, but later, and it was like, was it the Argo? Was it Argo?
I don't remember.
We were doing something else. We're like, well, what should we do?
Was that a taping?
I don't think so.
Either way, they saw this movie, neglected to tell me about it, and then when I brought it up, they're like, we loved it too.
No, we were ashamed. So, we were at Century City. We were at Century City for some reason, so we must have had to be in that area for one reason or another. And I remember, like, well, we had to pick a particular movie because we only had X amount of time, and Pitch Perfect fit the bill. And I remember buying the ticket, and I go, can I get one for Pitch Perfect? I'm like, don't tell anybody. Because, like, I mean, I'm with you. I saw the film, like, this is some fucking Glee bullshit or whatever. Like, just some stuff that I just, like, didn't really care about. But yeah, then Rick and I both get out of the movie, and we both look at each other, and I was like,
wow.
This was fucking awesome. So yeah, it's funny.
So that's my number 10.
All right. Now I go with my number 10?
Yep.
All right, so my number 10 is a movie you couldn't even finish.
Oh my god. I couldn't even get out of the fucking opening credits of this fucking
Wow, you knew what I was talking about.
Yes,
right
I do.
away.
I know exactly what he's fucking talking about.
My number 10 is The Social Network.
Did that come out in 2010?
That came out also in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
And you had no movie in 2010.
Not yet.
Oh, duh.
yeah.
Never mind.
So yeah, The Social Network. I was kind of surprised how much I actually really loved this movie.
That director's so up his own ass. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, like the whole unraveling of how Facebook started, how it became to pretty much what it was at that point in 2010, and it was really good. It was good. Like Jesse Eisenberg, who I almost met, was amazing as Mark Zuckerberg. Like. I know they say that they play it at an over-exaggerated level, but I bet he was an asshole just like he portrayed him in this movie.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, and then Andrew Garfield is in it as well too. He plays Edward Savaro, I believe was his last name. I'm probably wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But he's basically his partner in making Facebook.
Right.
But yeah, it shows pretty much how Facebook became what it was. You know. How the Winklevoss twins had the idea of a social network similar to Friendster at the time.
Right.
Eduardo Saverin.
Saverin, yeah. And he basically took that idea and ran with it himself.
Right.
So yeah, like, I don't know. I love this movie. I thought it was great. I go back to it, or when it's on television, I sit down and watch it. This was a hard one to place for me. But there's a lot of good movies that came out this decade. So, yeah, that's my number 10.
Okay. All right. We'll go. Why did I close my list? I got so pissed off at the fucking Social Network.
How did you guys do your list? Like, did you start from scratch and really go through, or did you look at your past top 5 movies
That's a good question.
you picked on the show?
So I looked at my past lists and wrote everything down that was on those lists. Then I also went through and looked at each on Wikipedia, or I know Rick uses IMDb.
Yeah.
You use Wikipedia also,
Wikipedia.
right? And I went through and did it that way,
Yeah.
and then started moving things around and all that.
Also, the way I picked this list is based on like how much it struck with me, how many times I've watched it, you know, like how it resonated with me, how it still lingers on in my life about it, you know, connections to it, emotional.
But did you clean slate it, or did you?
It was a clean slate. Like I went to IMDb and I looked up movies. I just made a list of a bunch of movies.
Oh, shit, that would have taken so long.
It took me a while.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely took me a while.
Looked at your top movies that we've done on the podcast to see if they can.
No, I didn't even go there.
Oh.
I had to start there.
That's what I would have done.
Probably would be a good idea to do
I'd
that.
be interested to see how similar.
You gotta like.
No.
Every time we do this, well, starting back when 2011 when we did the first time, Rick was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put our lists in the show notes." I'm like, "Then what's the point of listening to the show?
Yeah.
Don't fucking put our lists in the show notes." So while I was having to go through 2011 and 2012's episode to write down my list, I was like, "Man, Rick, I wish you would have put our list in the show notes."
Yeah.
But we're not doing that.
I had that issue too when I was doing the gaming list.
Yeah.
I was like, I played The Messenger a lot this year. I'm like, but I think The Messenger was on my list last year, so I can't be
Double dipping.
It would have been so. I would have participated if we had been doing this since 2010, and then all I would have had to do is look at my number 1 from each one of those years, and then I would have ordered that shit.
Yeah, I didn't. So yeah, like there are some movies that are I think not on my list because I probably hadn't seen them at that point that are on it now. But
I started this podcast in 2011.
Yep, number 9 on my list.
Was it? Well, I'm sorry, really quick. Was your list kind of that same way too? Connection to it emotionally? Movies you watched over and over?
It's not necessarily movies I've watched over and over and over, but like I try. So Bryce and I are similar with this one, especially when it comes to movies. We try to remember how we felt right after we watched it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And like that's the feeling.
Yeah.
Now, because it's the decade list, I did throw a little bit extra weight behind how does it hold up? Do I still feel the same way?
Okay,
Have
I
watched it
did
again?
that too, yeah.
Okay. So number 9?
Number 9?
Number 9 is another music movie. It's a really recent movie. And it's Bohemian Rhapsody is number 9.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I fucking love that movie, man. That is...
For some reason I was thinking of The Greatest Showman.
Okay. I can see why you would think that. But yeah, man, Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm a huge fan of Queen. to begin with. And I talked about it on the show when that movie was announced and we watched the trailer, that I think that it is our job, specifically as the generation we come from, and like the parents that I know we have, that we listen to a lot of stuff from before we were born, and a lot of the stuff that we heard growing up, and we're still listening to stuff now. I think it's really important for kids that were born in the late 70s, early 80s to really make sure that the great music from before that is not lost to the fucking garbage that's out now. And I think Queen is one of those bands. And I'm so glad this movie did so well. And I'm so glad it got treated with such respect. And I really liked that it was not just a Freddie Mercury biopic, because they could have very easily done that. But it wasn't. And I think that's fucking fantastic. Awesome movie. Rami Malek fucking destroys in that movie. And everybody else is fucking fantastic as well. And if you haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody, go see it, man.
What's your problem? Go fucking see it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I agree with the music thing, though. You know, like, not to sound like that person, because I don't...
Mike Myers.
I honestly think this has nothing to do with, like, oh, I've just aged out or whatever. I'm like, come on. I don't think that eventually the music from 2000 to 2010 is going to be playing on KRS 101 in the fucking same way. I mean, maybe it will be.
I've heard Green Day on it.
It doesn't hold up, man.
There'll be exceptions to
stuff.
the rule, obviously, yes.
Yeah, but it's just like, for real. I mean,
Yeah.
you look back at the music from before that was out before we were born,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that shit holds up, and it holds up for a reason, you know? Like,
And a lot of it, if it wasn't beholden to the technology of the time, would be fucking timeless. But because it's beholden to the technology, you're like, this just doesn't feel right. But yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody is my number 9.
Good pick. My number 9 is a movie that I saw with Bryce. We saw 3 movies that day on my birthday.
Oh, shit.
Can you guess which one it is?
Terminator Genesis. I know that was a different
3
year.
movies? You did see a lot. I don't remember it was 3.
It was 3 movies on my birthday. I'm pretty sure it was...
One movie we watched at my apartment, though, right?
Yes. And then 2 of
Zach
them were...
Braff movie, right?
Yes.
Okay, is that what you're saying? Or
No. I'm going to say we saw that one.
Then what? Boyhood?
We saw that one too.
We saw 3 movies on the same day we fucking watched 7.5 hour long Boyhood? What the fuck? What was the
Boyhood
other
is the one that shot over like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Its own decade movie.
Yeah. Movie of the decade,
I'm
guys.
I'm blanking on what the third movie was. Something...
You know what, to be honest, I was hoping you'd remember because I don't remember. I wanted to say Veronica Mars, but I don't think it was.
You're positive we saw 3?
I'm positive we saw 3.
So
Because
what is it?
We were exhausted. We were like, I think it was a mistake to see 3 movies in a day.
Yeah. It's got to be somewhere...
But anyways, it's
timeline.
Boyhood.
It's got to be somewhere in your timeline, though, right?
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure it'll show up. But yeah, Boyhood, fucking amazing movie. Like you just mentioned, told in pretty much in a decade, or shot between... I think it started filming in 2001 or 2.
It's crazy.
It was definitely after September 11th.
They couldn't talk about it. Like the people involved couldn't talk about what
nobody said anything. He said Richard Linklater said it was hard to even find someone to investors to put money in this decade-year long project because they weren't going to get their money back until this shit was released. The film made the money, and sure enough, it did, and actually won a few Oscars, I believe. But yeah, that movie was just incredible to watch from the beginning of 2001 or 2002. It took place after September 11th because they kind of covered it in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
To 2000, I believe it came out in 11. Did I say? I didn't say when it came out, did I?
No, but you do have it.
14. So yeah, it took a while to make.
That's crazy.
It was an achievement for sure.
Didn't they only shoot for a few days every year?
I think it was not even a few days. I think it might have been a weekend or a week.
God damn, that's crazy.
But
that's commitment, man. Commitment to the
it
craft
was
and the
commitment
story.
to all the actors, Ethan Hawke and Patricia Arquette, and Linklater's daughter who was in it too, and the boy. Yeah, I'm forgetting his name.
Is that Ansel Elgort kid? Is that him? No, that's a different movie.
This is totally a different kid.
This guy has a very odd name too, if I'm not mistaken.
He does.
Right? Yeah.
But like you can like I
Why
think it
am I
was
thinking
turned
about
out like
Ansel
he
Elgort
wasn't
thing?
really
Let's see.
wanted to be an actor after a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
So like this is like pretty much the main movie he's ever made.
Right. And then he did press for it when it came out too, which was weird for him. Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell he was feeling a little bit awkward in the interviews. Eli Coltrane.
Yes, the Coltrane. That's what
Coltrane.
it was.
Yeah. He was in The Circle, Drowned, Fast Food Nation. So yeah, he's been in a little bit of movies here and there. But yeah, I mean, most of it is because like when I see it on television, I watch it. You know, I go back to it. I own it. So like every once in a while, I go back to it just to.
That's not a movie I would expect that you would watch when. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty cool that it hit you like that.
Yeah, because it's also shot on different formats.
Of course.
Which is incredible too to watch as well. Kind of like fucking the good Steve Jobs movie. Jobs. I think it's called Jobs. The one without Ashton Kutcher. Michael Fassbender.
Fassbender.
And Seth Rogen.
Yeah, that's right. Seth Rogen. Fuck.
Yeah. So, Boyhood, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's definitely, it's a long movie, but it's a good journey to see what, it's kind of like a following this kid's journey through boyhood.
A literal coming of age story.
Yeah, literal coming of age story.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
But yeah, that's my number 9.
All right. My number 8, surprise, surprise, is another music-themed movie. And you jumped the gun a little bit, sir, but my number 8 is The Greatest Showman.
Aha!
It is fucking amazing. You guys, people that have been watching now and have been watching for any amount of time, know that I'm a sucker for musicals. I love musicals. And I actually did not know that The Greatest Showman was a musical going into seeing it. And when it started, I was like, whoa, shit. Like, that was a shocker to begin with. And then the way the songs are made and produced and executed is not a typical musical format. I really feel like the only person in the cast that makes the songs feel like they belong on Broadway is Hugh Jackman. But all of these songs, if you just change the arrangement a slight bit, could have been songs on the radio. And I've showed you that because there is an album that came out that was the songs from The Greatest Showman sang by bands and singers. And the main song, The Greatest Show, was done by Panic at the Disco. And it's so fucking good and could easily be a radio hit. And like, Pink is on that album. Kelly Clarkson is on that album.
I like the album. Yeah.
There's so many awesome people on the album that did the songs in more of a modern arrangement and not a Broadway type of arrangement. But that even being said, I came out of that movie like humming every single song, and they felt like they'd been with me my whole life.
That's awesome when a movie can do that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna say like everything on my list. If you haven't seen it, go do yourself a favor and do it. And even if you're not a fan of musicals, the music is not written like musical music. It's so well done. Go out and see it. There's so many like heart-wrenching songs and so many songs with such feeling and like it's fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Yeah, I want to see it because I know how much you talked about it, and I think you also talked about it with Ash when she was here too.
Yeah.
And like I know we kind of sort of talked about this, like how I keep saying I don't like musicals, but I think at the end of the day I actually do, which is strange because of how much. What happened?
Oh, the thing that came up. I didn't see what it said.
That's me.
Oh, okay.
I was trying not to interrupt, but fuck it, I did. What did I miss after Boyhood?
Greatest Showman?
That was
mine.
Yeah.
Now
8 Greatest Showman.
Oh, so okay. I
Yeah,
haven't
missed
missed
nothing.
But yeah, like I want to see it. I definitely want to see
It's
that
so
movie
good.
because
It's so good, man.
apparently I'm secretly a musical fan.
And I'm telling you, man, look up the album I'm talking about. It's like music from The Greatest Showman, and it's done by, like I said, the Panic at the Disco version of the main track is so fucking good. And I don't even like Panic at the Disco, and it's so good. But yeah, Greatest Showman is number 8. What's your number 8, Rick?
My number 8, sort of recent one, believe it or not. Well, I guess you can because it's a decade, but Rogue One.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Are you shaking your head already?
No.
Yeah, Rogue One.
I'm glad.
I still
okay.
haven't seen that.
Shake of approval.
Well, I don't like that movie, but I'm glad as a Star Wars fan.
Dude, that
it's on
movie
your
is
list.
so good. And you know what's even better? Like, so currently I'm watching Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much almost done. I only got a few more episodes left, and kind of it's. I'm gonna get into the Rogue One really quick, but I just need to say that how much of Star Wars Rebels can connect to Rogue One.
I mean, there's characters.
Towards the end.
Isn't there a couple characters from Rebels that are in Rogue One?
Just
Or one?
two,
One or two,
I want
okay.
to say. I know one for sure.
Yeah.
And that's Saw Gerrera, which
Mhm.
is played by Forrest Whitaker.
That's right. That's the one.
And I think there's another one. I could be wrong, but for the sake of keep going, yeah, like watching that and knowing that after I finish Rebels, I'm gonna go back to watch Rogue One. I'm super excited.
Very cool.
Super excited. Also, watching Rise of Skywalker again and seeing their ship, the Star Wars Rebels ship, in the background. Because I didn't notice it until after, like I looked it up and see what kind of ships they had there, the B-wing, A-wing, Y-wing, so on. Mm-hmm. Then the Ghost was there, which is a ship in Star Wars Rebels, and there were a bunch of other ones too from the previous cartoon Clone Wars. Anyways, I know I'm going really long, but
Dude, don't even trip. It's fine.
But it's amazing how much everything's connected to Rogue One and Rogue One into A New Hope.
The way they connected to the Star Wars
And I
universe.
love how that works. That's just something that
That's
I love
super
about
cool.
movies. Kind of like right now when I'm watching Arrow and Flash and like how all that connects.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more historic. Well, I mean, they're historical.
This is more historically accurate.
The history of Star Wars is what I'm trying to say.
I got you. It's all right.
Connecting together. And it's so fucking good. It just makes the movie even better.
That's awesome.
In fact, it went up on my list because I've been watching that.
I need to see Rogue One so bad.
Yeah. And I know people shit on it, but fuck you. Except you, you're cool. Fuck you, you're cool.
I think it's cool.
Number 7 on my list is a property based on a book. And generally, movies based on books don't pan out well. But this is the best adaptation of something from a different medium I've ever seen in my fucking life. And that movie is The Martian.
Oh.
I wish I said it.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Ready Player One. I'm like, what? But you're right, The Martian. Man.
The Martian, man.
I thought that would have been higher on your list.
I thought so too. Dude, there was a point where Greatest Showman was like top 5. And so was this until I really started making my list.
Yeah.
The
Like
Martian,
me and you were together on that one when we heard about it and we were reading it. Yeah.
It's so fucking good, man. Matt Damon is awesome in it. He brings that character to life so well. The other actors and actresses in the movie bring the characters to life the way I envisioned them when I was reading the book. And I absolutely love
Donald
The Martian.
Glover.
Don't even fucking get me started
Yeah.
on Donald Glover. That dude steals the show in that
Any
movie.
scene he's in, he fucking steals it.
And he's such a
small character.
But in the context of the book, it's a
Kristen
very
Wiig.
important character.
Yeah.
But he's in it for a very short amount of time, and it's so goddamn good. And Andy Weir, out of the gate, like you should never start the show with a showstopper. But this dude's first novel is that.
Yeah.
How the fuck is that the first thing you've ever written like that? You know what I mean? Insane. And I've been hearing nothing but good things about his second book, Artemis.
I haven't finished that. I started, but I never finished it.
And there's another book too that I've recently bought. I can't remember the name of that. It's a shorter book. It's like a short story.
Kate Mara is what I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in it. I kept wanting to say like Mara Jade. I'm like, no, not Mara Jade.
But it's The Martian is a fantastic movie,
Jessica Chastain.
and I really, really like
Jeff Daniels.
the changes that they made. I'm okay with.
I'm fine with too. Yeah.
The one change I'm not okay with
I mean,
is
it was a movie.
I know, but I feel like it was changed to be her just to say there was a female lead at the end. I really feel that way. It didn't need to happen like that. And it's a great movie, and I'm not taking away from that character,
Right.
and I'm not taking away from that performance, and I'm not taking away from the impact she has on him in the movie or in the book. But I really feel like it was diversity for diversity's sake. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm saying?
It does, but I do not even see it that way.
That's the way it felt to me out of the gate.
Not to me at
Now,
all.
I've grown to be... I'm fine with it. I think it's awesome. And the relationship that they try to bring together with those two characters, they develop it a little bit more in the movie than in the book, so it's understandable. But right out of the gate, I was... Just like everything in that movie is so right off the fucking page, and you very rarely get that. And if you do get that, it's generally not good. But everything was so on point and off the page, all the way down to the fucking dialogue at the beginning when the disaster happens.
Mackenzie
Is
Davis.
everything from the book.
Yeah.
And like, so it kind of set me up for, oh, this is going to be exactly from the book. And they made that switch, and I was like, oh, that's fine, but it didn't need to be. But it's a fantastic movie, and y'all should see The Martian.
Screenplay by Drew Goddard and directed by Ridley Scott.
Drew Goddard didn't do shit but fucking plagiarize everything out of the book. The only
It was Andy Weir's name was mentioned too.
I know, but
But he
I'm
did
saying,
change
like,
the ending.
that's so he could get the screen written by Drew Goddard's credit.
I love Drew Goddard.
What's your number 7, dog?
All right. My number 7.
Wait, what was your number 8? Oh, I Rogue One.
My number 8.
Was Rogue One. Your number 7.
Or sorry, my number 7 is a Fox movie / Disney movie now, maybe?
Okay.
Logan.
And you had me all fucked up. I started like Googling a Fox movie. I'm like, what movie is he talking about?
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah, I was like thinking maybe that's what you were trying to say.
No, I meant Fox Studios.
No, I know, but I thought there was a movie called
21st
Fox
century.
movie.
Right.
So, I know
Logan.
Bryce hates when we do things like this. Logan almost made my list.
Yeah, damn it.
Logan was like,
I'm not too sure, Bryce, because I feel like it would have been lower on your list compared to like other movies.
Logan?
No.
Logan is fucking top 20. And like I said, the ones that are not on my list are like 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. Not,
Gotcha.
you know what I'm saying? Logan was almost there. So tell me about Logan, Rick.
So you saw Logan.
God damn, it's so fucking good.
So yeah,
That hotel
that
scene.
move the entire film is fucking amazing. Like this is a comic book, rated R comic book movie done right, next to like Deadpool. It's about a family, if you really think about it.
Yep.
And it's also one of my favorite type of genre of movie.
Road
A
movie!
So
Down the middle lane.
exactly.
And sometimes cutting motherfuckers' heads off.
Yeah. But yeah, like it I know it doesn't follow exactly like
The Old Man Logan story.
Old Man Logan story,
Right,
but
right.
For it coming from, since, 2000 when the first X-Men movie came out, to like when that movie came out in 2016?
16? Yeah, I was going to say 15, but yeah, 16.
Like, it made sense.
Mhm.
It made 2017, my bad.
Okay.
It just made sense with how a lot of the characters passed away, and how the only main X-Men that are alive right now is Charles Xavier, and like how he's getting old and he's pretty much on his deathbed, and he can't control his powers like he used to.
Right.
Like all that was perfect. The way the actor Hugh Jackman said he would only do that if it was done right, and they did it right. Movie hits you in the feels
Oh, dude.
so hard. So that was a tough one to bounce between this one and what my next movie was going to be.
Real quick, what I want to say about this movie specifically is that friend of the show, Brian, we talked about, I think we were talking about an X-Men movie, and Bryce wasn't here for some reason. But it was back in the day when we were just streaming on PlayStation only and had the table long ways, and it was just you and I.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And Bryant was in the chat, and we were talking about, I think we were talking about X-Men First Class.
Perhaps.
And Bryant said, the X-Men movie I want to see is I want to see them make Old Man Logan. And he said that before that movie was ever talked about or rumored or announced. So
that's right.
Fucking big shout outs to Bryant on the Old Man Logan story.
Yeah.
Because Logan is an awesome movie, man. It's a fucking fantastic movie. Top 20 of the decade for me, for sure.
I haven't seen it.
All right. Number 6 is a recent movie, a 2018 movie. And I gushed about it when we reviewed it on this show. So I'm going to try and keep it to a minimum. But my number 6 movie of the decade is mid-90s.
I had a feeling I was going to be on your list.
I don't know. For whatever reason, man, I related to that movie on so many levels.
I thought it would be a little bit higher.
It shows in a very dark way, but to me it shows what skateboarding is really all about.
I agree.
You got all these people from similar but way different backgrounds all coming together for something that is a fucking piece of wood and some wheels. And that is what brings them together. I feel like music can do that. I feel like movies can do that. I feel like video games can do that too. But yeah, I totally fucking just got sucked in by this movie. And I felt like, even though I was never involved in anything as fucking gnarly as anything in that movie, I felt like it was a movie that could have been about me in a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, right. It just, man, it's so damn good. It's so damn good. And for that to be somebody's directorial debut and be put together well, and to take a bunch of kids that are not actors. So I think
real kids, yeah.
I think this really speaks to Jonah Hill's prowess as a director. He took a group of kids, one who had some experience in movies, the lead kid, but all the other kids are just fucking skateboarders, like real life, actual skateboarders. And so is Sonny Soljic. He skates. He's a kid that skates. So like that was like number 1. He wanted real skaters in the movie, and if the acting came, great. If not, he did not want to compromise the skateboarding in the movie. And I think that's fucking fantastic. And between directing and editing, and maybe they had to take 100 takes of things to get them right, it doesn't matter. The final product was outstanding and fucking amazing. And I don't think there's ever been a movie that treats skateboarding with as much respect as mid-90s.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I didn't really like directly hang out with like all the skaters in the group. I only knew one of the guys, and I would skate with him every once in a while. And I wasn't like great, obviously.
Right.
Like I only had one trick, but I'd hang out with him and stuff.
Me
like
too.
That.
I could barely ollie.
But yeah, like it just reminded me of those days.
Yeah.
In middle school, you know.
For sure.
And yeah, that was a good pick.
God, and the Far Side song they use at the end for so good. The music in that movie, that's another one, man. The music in that movie is fantastic.
Mid-90s number
6.
6.
So what is your number 6?
Again, this was tough because I really liked Logan a lot, but this movie also, like I said, more emotional connection to it. I'm not saying like this actually happened to me, but like being a music person, growing up, and being in band and all that, like this is why it resonated with me,
right?
Because of this teacher.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
And I'm talking about Whiplash.
Yeah.
Whiplash.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
I thought you did see it.
Mm-mm. Did you see it?
I think you made me watch it.
Oh, probably. Sounds right.
Hold on. That might be the third fucking movie you guys watched that day. Honestly.
No, that came out in 2014.
Was it 14?
Oh yeah, that was.
I don't think so.
No.
I didn't see it in theaters.
Okay.
No.
No. I mean, okay. I was saying watched it on
Oh,
TV.
I know. Well,
Like,
no, we only. I think Rick. I think we saw 2 movies in theaters, and then we saw something at home.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Sorry.
So yeah, Whiplash
Miles Teller.
with Miles Teller, J.K. Simmons, Melissa Benoist, and Paul Reiser.
I have I
Paul Reiser?
Yeah, he played the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. You haven't seen it.
I had no
Yeah.
clue.
Am I the only one that like just kind of giggles every time someone says Melissa Benoist's name?
Maybe.
Melissa Benoist. Is that why?
I mean, it's just funny.
It's French, I believe. But anyways, yeah. I love that movie. What?
It's fucking French, bitch. You don't know, okay? That's the way.
Well, that's what she said.
I know,
in an interview.
but it was the way you said it. You're like, fucking, it's French. God.
Damien Chazelle made the short called Whiplash with a different actor, not with Miles Teller, but with J.K. Simmons. I watched the short and it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess he got the money to make the full-on movie.
That's
and yeah, the movie is great. You know, having a teacher who would fucking go off on you at the drop of a pin, like there's probably something seriously wrong with him. But he was a good.
The drop of a drumstick.
At the drop of a drumstick, yeah. But he was a good teacher, though. He was a really good teacher.
You didn't even see what I was doing, you
No, I
asshole.
didn't see
It's
it.
fine. It's fine.
He was a really good teacher. But yeah, like the part where he throws a chair at him, like that happened, not to me, to the I don't remember who it was, but he threw a chair at one of the students.
That's funny, man.
And when I saw that part in the movie, like I busted up laughing because like I've seen that happen in real life.
Yeah. What are you doing?
What are you trying to do?
Don't you have another couch pillow?
Yeah, right there, dog.
Oh.
The other ass pillow.
So yeah, like
It's your ass pillow, so don't worry about it.
It's all good.
he did a great job with this movie, directing and writing wise.
Uh-huh.
Like Miles Teller was perfect for this. He actually had experience of drumming.
I dropped Bryce.
He dropped Bryce.
These are called Bryce shoes.
But yeah, he's actually an experienced drummer, and he like I heard interviews with him where he said he had to learn how to play like the other way, like with the sticks like this rather than
He's
like
used
that.
to the overhand.
Yeah.
Whose experience, Miles?
Yeah.
Miles Teller, yeah. But
Handling them sticks, you know what I'm saying?
and
Clapping them snares, you know?
but yeah, like I love that movie. I think it's great. If you haven't seen it, go
Hitting
see
that
it.
hi-hat, you know what I'm saying?
Neil Peart, rest in peace.
Yep.
But yeah, probably his best movie in my opinion.
Miles Teller?
No, Damien
Oh,
Chazelle,
okay.
the director-writer.
Gotcha. Number 5
Okay.
is an animated movie.
Okay.
And it's the only animated movie on my list. And I think it's the only
I don't think I have any animated
family
movies
movie on
my list.
Pitch Perfect is not necessarily a family. It's the only family movie on my list.
Family-ish.
Yeah. And that's Toy Story 3 that came out in 2010. And
That was hard.
it's an amazing... It's not on your list. This motherfucker.
Stop doing that! I hate it.
You want me to tell you where it's at?
Nope. Let me talk. Shh. Let me talk. Toy Story 3 started as a funny story because it came out around Father's Day in 2010. And my daughter, who was 4 at the time, came in the room and said, "Dad, do you want to see Toy Story 3?" Like, I felt like she didn't mean like
I
today.
remember.
And I was like, "Yeah, babe, at some point I really want to see Toy Story 3. So she goes out and I hear her and she goes, "Mom, Dad wants to see Toy Story 3 for Father's Day." And Alexis goes, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I just asked him." And she came and she goes, "Do you want to see Toy Story 3 for Father's Day?" I go, "Well, she asked me if I wanted to see it." And I said, "Yes, but she's taking some liberties with our conversation. But yeah, I'd love to go see that movie." So we went and saw it. And like,
Sneaky.
just to begin with, I was like, if anything, even if this movie is terrible, I've got a funny little story about it for my daughter when she was 4. Then the movie starts. And that first scene starts with the train robbery and fucking...
Oh, that was so good.
So good, right? And I'm like, man, this movie can't get any better than this. This is already an amazing movie. And then it just keeps going and going and going and going. And It gets to a point that doesn't even affect me anymore, but I was crying in the theater, and that's in the dump.
The
incinerator.
Incinerator, yeah.
It doesn't even affect me anymore. But at the time, it did.
Oh, yeah, it got me too, man.
But the part of the movie, 10 years later, even to this day, if I watch it, that it's kind of like the ending of La Bamba. I cannot watch him jump over the fence to go console his mom. I can't. I fucking lose it. And that's a 30-year-old movie at this point, and I fucking lose my shit when he jumps over the fence to go console his mom. This is similar when he is giving all the toys to Bonnie, and she reaches for Woody, and he pulls it back. Every fucking time I just... And there was a point where this was the only movie my son wanted to watch for like an entire year. And I was like, fuck.
That's terrible. He's torturing you.
Yeah. And it's such a good movie. And it should have stopped there. They shouldn't have made another one. I refuse to see 4. Because I have talked to people who are Disney fucking fanboys and girls and full-on Disney apologists for everything, even if it's something terrible, that say, oh, I liked it, but it's bad. And, like, I'm not going to see it. Period. To me, that franchise ends at Toy Story 3.
Yeah, I refuse to watch the 4th one.
And
I've heard it's good, but I don't trust the sources.
Yeah. And not necessarily just because it ends so perfectly, but because they didn't have a hair on their fucking ass to make the real Toy Story 4. Am I right, Bryce?
Yeah.
Am I fucking right?
Yeah.
God damn it, you know I'm right.
Yeah.
They didn't have a hair on their ass to make the real Toy Story 4.
That's what it should have been. And that's why I refuse to watch the other one. It's such a good idea.
It is a great idea.
It's American Pie, but with the Toy Story characters.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, that's my number 5. Toy Story is fantastic. They shouldn't have sullied the legacy of Toy Story by making another one.
I legit think if we ever pitched that to someone for real, they'd be like, man, that is fucking
pitch
genius.
it
But it would never get made.
Pitch it to you have to pitch that to like a porn company or something.
But Disney turned down Back to the Future because it was incestuous. That's a real story.
Wait, what?
Disney turned down Back to the Future because...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because everybody kept telling them,
saying it was
you gotta pitch this to Disney. This is a total Disney movie. Oh man, the adventure aspect, the time travel. This is right up Disney's alley. And they pitched it to Disney. We can't have a fucking movie about incest be a Disney movie. And they're like, but it's a throwaway. Like, what do you fucking... Come on. But yeah. So no, they would never make... They don't have hair on their ass, Bryce. They'd never make the real Toy Story 4.
All right.
They should, though.
Mm-hmm. Rick, number 5.
My number 5 is going to shock Bryce. I think so. But anyways, I'm surprised I picked this one in particular. Probably because I've seen it the most.
Okay.
And it happens to be on TV the most.
Uh-huh.
At least when I've seen it. And my number 5 pick
Guardians of the Galaxy.
is... Guess?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No.
Okay.
Conjuring 2.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to...
Why did they ever be shocked?
I don't know.
Because it made his top 5?
Because it made my top 5 of the decade.
You like those movies?
No, I know, but I just had a feeling you didn't think any of those would be in my
Bryce,
top
need
5.
I remind you of the 8th grade fiasco of 2018?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, The Conjuring 2 is just so good that I keep watching it over and over when it's on television, or sometimes when I feel like actually getting scared a little bit, I watch that. Don't get me wrong, I love the first one a lot, just as much, especially because it was the introduction to having me watch more horror movies. Yeah. And all that's thanks to Bryce. Thank you, Bryce. I say that in both loving and hateful way. Well, maybe not hateful, but yeah.
I think you were already kind of...
I was mildly interested.
I don't remember feeling like I had to really convince you.
No.
But we went.
The reason, because these are based on the stories by the Warrens and what they've experienced.
Yeah.
So that's what had me really interested. And anything paranormal, I'm usually pretty interested into. So yeah. Yeah, Conjuring 2 is just something that I know I can put on, and if it's on television, I'll watch it.
goddamn, like
The story is great.
of all the movies on his list, for him to say like, anytime Boyhood's on, man, I just fucking watch that movie, even though it's 10 hours long, and even though I'm fucking scared to death of horror movies, man, if The Conjuring 2's on, I fucking watch that movie. Like, it's so weird to hear that.
Yeah, I texted Bryce once. I was at a hotel. Sorry, I'm eating my. I was staying at a hotel, and
That's what he was saying.
I was staying at a hotel, and I was flipping channels. And The Conjuring 2 was on. I'm like, do I want to watch this by myself in a hotel? I'm like, fuck it. And then it was the part where they were communicating they're talking with the little girl, but as the demon, and you know how, like, oh, turn around, I don't want you to see me part, if you remember that part.
Yeah.
It was that part, and that's one of the parts that I really liked. It was creepy.
Wasn't you staying in a hotel because of work? Did you
Yeah. But yeah, Conjuring 2, I would never expect that as well.
Nice. All right.
Number 5.
Number 4.
But now we're going number 4.
That probably means that's the only Conjuring movie that makes the list.
Number 4 for me is a movie with Miles Teller.
Oh, I know.
And if you would have told me at the beginning of the decade, Mike, one of your favorite movies, let alone a top 5 movie, let alone number 4 on your list is going to have Miles Teller in it, I would have kicked you in the dick and told you were a liar.
Definitely.
But this movie made me really have an appreciation for him because he played the character so well. He played a real-life person that I'm a huge fan of because I love boxing. And it's Bleed for This is number 4.
Wow.
And fuck, is that a good movie, man?
That's a great movie.
Man, is that... I made Rick go see it. And the way I got him to go see it, I was like, dude, Miles Teller's in it. He plays the lead. Come on. It's based on a real person that actually had some real adversity. We need to go see it. So
yeah, being on something about a real person. Of course I'm interested.
And so we had a full-on mandate and went and saw Bleed for This. And...
I think I was gone then, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And man, like he plays Vinny Pazienza so well. And they talk about his personality and everything. They just nail him.
Yeah, I remember you showed me some clips of him, and
they show it during
and then
the
they also show it
the
during,
ending also. Yeah, it's during the credits. It's so freaking good, man. So freaking good. And Aaron Eckhart plays his trainer, who's also Mike Tyson's trainer, and he's like a dead-on fucking ringer for that dude in the movie, and it's just fucking fantastic. And it made me have a whole new appreciation for Miles Teller. And now, if somebody says, we need a male lead that's kind of awkward, but he's too good looking to be a dork, and I'm like, Miles fucking Teller, he can play anything. I'm like that, like Kevin Smith with Ben Affleck back in the day. What, you're gonna remake Jaws? Yeah, Ben Affleck
as the shark.
I'm like, Miles Teller, play the shark. He's got it on lock. He can do it. But yeah, man, Bleed for This is a fantastic movie, and I know you love boxing. And I know you're also a fan of Vinny Pazienza. You really need to see that movie,
you haven't
dude.
seen it?
I haven't seen it. Yeah. I wish boxing was...
Good again?
I used to, like, the heavyweight fights were so fun when we were kids.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I used to go with my dad to, like, his friend's house because they would always have the fight.
Dude, it was the best. Like, I used to be so pumped when that would happen. It's just not the same.
Nope.
Number 4. Another movie that if it's on television, I'll watch it. I almost actually watched it a few days ago because I just love the movie and I love the actor, and that is The Martian.
Wow, that's number 3? Or I'm sorry, number 4?
4.
Wow, dude. I didn't expect it to be higher on your list than mine.
No, that's one movie that, like, when I'm going through Vudu and, like, I see it, I'm like, do I want to watch this again? Like, nah, not right now. Not
Vudu?
right now. Vudu app, yeah.
You bought it in Vudu?
I bought it on Vudu. The extended edition.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then, not to mention the extra features that they have on there are really good.
Cool. I haven't seen any of that shit. And I think I've seen it maybe once since it came out in theaters.
You should see it again.
Maybe once.
The Martine?
Yeah, the Martine. We made that joke also on the show. And I went back and had to listen to hear my lists.
Yeah, that's Matt Damon in space.
Matt Damon!
Like,
yes.
Fucking hell yeah.
Good shit.
And like I said, I've already talked about this because you mentioned it. But yeah, all the acting was great, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, same thing I said already.
Nice. All right. Now we're on number 3. My number 3 2 and 1 could really be 1A, and 1B. Actually, just there no A and B. It's just like 1 and 1. Honestly.
Borderlands 3.
Death Stranding. No. Metal Gear Solid 5 was the best movie I've seen this decade.
4, you mean?
5. I liked 5 a lot.
Well, was it for a movie?
Basically.
That's why I meant. Joke.
My number 3 movie, and this might shock that it's number 3 and not 2 or 1, but again, this is just 1, and 1.
Oh, I know what it is.
50-50.
Oh, never mind.
50-50 is number 3 on my list. Yeah?
Number 3 on my list.
Hell yeah. So, the Some Shit We Like movie of the decade is probably going to be 50-50.
Wow.
50-50. I saw it 3 times in theaters. I cried every time. This is the movie that made me fall in love with Anna Kendrick. And probably the only reason...
I had a fucking feeling it was going to be that. I had a feeling!
And it's probably the only reason I even entertained the idea of sitting down and watching Pitch Perfect is because I fell in love with Anna Kendrick during this movie. And it's so well done. Everybody in it. Seth Rogen, Anna Kendrick,
Bryce Dallas Howard.
JGL, Bryce Dallas Howard.
I looked at it and I was like, what are you saying about me?
They're fucking amazing in the movie. It's fucking perfect. It's so... I've said this because I went back and listened to 2011. It is so close to fucking perfect, if not perfect, for me. It is... It's number 3 with the... It's really number 1 along with 2 and 1, but number 3 on the list because I forced myself to make these hard choices is 50-50. The use of music... if you go through my list, you'll see how much I covet music and how much I love the way it's used in movies. And yeah, it's fucking fantastic, man. So since that's also
My number 3.
why don't you pick up?
50-50. Yes, number 3. Great. Like my 1, 2, 3s weren't difficult for me because I already knew what they were.
Yeah, same here. Ordering was what was difficult.
Just the beginning, like I love the beginning of 50-50. The way he's jogging, the way the music starts, and just like not fade to black, but fade out of black.
Yeah.
You know, and then you see him running, and the music stops right when he stops at the crosswalk.
Yeah.
And it's that character trait too, where you kind of know later on in the movie where you're kind of like, oh, like me, really? Like I recycle, you know?
Yeah.
And that kind of the beginning where he stops and looking, there's no cars, he can go, but he doesn't. Someone else goes. Mm-hmm. He waits for the light to change.
Uh-huh.
And then he crosses. And that just shows so much of that character's
personality.
There you go, yeah. Seth Rogen in this is amazing friend. You think he's an asshole, but when you get to that part where where he goes to the bathroom and he sees that he has that
All
book,
books.
you know, folded and marked up, and like fuck, like he really cares about his friend. He's not just being an asshole. He's just trying to make him feel good, so he doesn't have to dwell on what the reality of his life is right now.
He's trying to make it to where he doesn't feel like he's alone.
Exactly.
And yeah, man.
And the part where he drops him off at the hospital, you know, whereas like this was the last time he could possibly see him. He couldn't get out of the car because he had to park. So it's like, yeah, it was incredible. Yeah. It's
a hard movie to watch.
Good guy friendship that I haven't, you know, that you hardly see.
It's a hard movie to watch, but similar to what Rick was saying about some other movies, if that movie's on, I sit down and watch it and I fucking cry every time.
Where he's in the car, he's talking to Anna Kendrick, yelling.
When he flips the fuck
and
out.
He flips out. Like, oh my God, that just is powerful.
Yep.
And then when he's being rolled away to go into surgery, it's heart-wrenching. Plus his dad.
God, and then when you want to punch him in the fucking face when he's being an asshole to his mom, like... Just, it's such a good movie. We gotta stop talking about it.
We can't praise it enough.
I don't remember. He ends up going into remission and it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
He ends up with Anna Kendrick?
Yeah.
But then his other girlfriend broke up with him because
they broke up because she was cheating on him.
Yeah.
Right, and she also didn't really seem to give him... Who played her?
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, yeah. What a fucking... Bryce. What a cunt. I remember this time frame. You guys were fucking...
Wasn't this our movie of the year?
You guys were hard on big time for JGL at this time.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I still am.
I know, but then for Rick, it turned into Miles Teller a little bit, and then now I don't hear you guys talk about either of them that often anymore. But
Hey man, you want to remake Jaws and have 2 sharks? There you go.
I follow him on Facebook.
Of course
Oh
you
my
do.
God.
You fucking stalker.
Yeah. Like real quick, like some of the guys that I wish we could have had on here or have on here is JGL and Seth Rogen.
Yeah. That would've been
Easy,
dope to talk
hands
to them.
down.
What, on the podcast?
Yeah, just
right here
I
on
mean,
the
not even
podcast.
just that, but just to talk to them. You know.
Just
I'd
fucking
love to talk to Seth Rogen.
crack open a beer and talk, and then we can tell him how we saw him
Yeah.
when we were driving.
We were all
saw us
together,
too.
and then he rolled his window up and took off because he saw us all looking like, "Is that?"
Yeah.
Like, is that him?
I don't have anything against him, but I don't have the same JGL Joseph Gordon-Levitt as you guys have.
I know.
He's fine.
Like I said in
He's fine.
2011 when we talked about this movie with Ryan O'Leary, I said that Bryce doesn't like to jump on the bandwagon with us because he doesn't want to be implicated in the restraining order
Yeah.
when it eventually happens.
Yeah. Did Ryan like the movie?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he did.
he loved it.
I think that was on his top 5.
It was like I think that was like number 2 or 3 that year for him.
I think so.
I love how Ryan has like so many different. He has all these movies and he likes all these artsy fartsy movies.
But you get these random ass movies.
But I know one of his favorite fucking movies is Adventureland, and I think that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I like Adventureland too.
Do you have any more to say about 50-50?
Dude, I can go on.
I don't think we should because I
Yeah.
might fucking start crying for real.
I'm probably gonna watch it again.
Yeah, me too.
I like the movie, but I think it's one of those things where I don't remember. I think I've only seen it once, and maybe I left even though I thought it was funny. Maybe it just
You
it's
should watch
like,
it
it's
again.
kind of too depressing
Mm-hmm.
at points where I don't know.
Bryce doesn't like to feel. As Cheesy likes to say, Bryce is a robot. All right.
A Place Between Two Pines.
Fuck no. When did that come out?
What?
When did that come out?
In the last decade?
Probably.
Oh fuck. Yeah, it did because we were in LA.
My number 2
Those.
also could be 1. Is another sort of recent movie. 2016. So it's not super recent, but it's, the latter
Recent,
half of
fairly.
the decade. And it has somebody in it that I fell in love with also because of some other movies. And
You know what it is?
it's Edge of 17.
Ah.
Oh,
Man, is that a good fucking movie.
that is a good movie.
I know I was kind of not in the minority, but for me, that was the movie. Should have been the movie that year for everybody because it's so good. But yeah, man, Haley Steinfeld is so good in that movie, and everything I've seen her in, she's fucking amazing in. Even I love Bumblebee because of the way she plays the character in that movie, and I really like what they did with Bumblebee. I feel like that is the Transformers movie people have been wanting, that have been complaining about the Transformers movies because they're fucking idiots. Because those movies are fucking awesome. 1, 2, and 3. Similar to
Shia in 3?
yeah.
Okay.
Then it's
Yeah.
Wahlberg after. But 1, 2, and 3 are fantastic, and Bumblebee is amazing. But yeah, Edge of 17. Woody Harrelson again, just fucking destroys in this movie.
He always
And
does.
just everybody in the movie is so fucking good, man. And it's another one of those movies that feels super relatable. And I'm not a fucking 17-year-old girl, but I really felt that character. I really felt it. And as the parent of an eventual 17-year-old girl, fucking freaked the fuck out about those years. And yeah, this movie's fucking fantastic. So that's my number 2.
Is she 13 now?
Mm-hmm. She'll be 14 in 3 months.
Haley. What? Haley's?
No, my daughter is going to be
Oh, you're
14
talking about-
in 3
oh.
months.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, Edge of 17 is my number 2, aka also number 1, along with 50-50 and my real number 1. But yeah, Rick, what is your number dos?
I'm interested to see how mad Bryce is gonna be, or upset that The World's End is my number 2.
Makes no sense. That's his favorite movie, though. That's what I was saying. I know it should be his number 1.
World's End is your number 2?
Even though we have it
There's-
on recording that unseated.
Yeah, but I saw something else.
Oh, okay.
Why is
8th grade!
your number 1 movie?
That would be
What's the
so
movie?
hilarious.
What's the Good Will Hunting? That's what it is.
Yeah. And World's End. Fucking amazing
Awesome
movie.
fucking movie, man.
Great movie. Kind of like in the, I mean, it's totally a different movie, but like talking about 50-50, like, The World's End and like these friends coming back together, you know, and the struggles that Simon Pegg's character has,
Yep.
you know, like trying to relive those old days. Cause like, I feel like at a point you do feel that way, you know, trying to, you know, find your old friends or talking since even now, maybe you just still talk to some of your old friends. Like, I don't know, there's just something about that movie, you know, that that just resonated with me with that.
And the underlying story of fucking depression and suicidal thoughts and the shit you don't get till right near the end, and then you understand why he's acting the way he's acting the whole time with everybody. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the ending where they finally make it to the world's end and they're arguing, you know, like you have a problem, you need help, blah blah blah. Like, I don't know, just because maybe because I've had a friend who had dealt with drugs and stuff, you know, and like I don't know, that just really hit me.
Why are you blowing up other Michael's spot like that? Like,
not that.
I know. I'm just being a dick.
Female. But yeah, like when I watched that movie, that one really hit me pretty hard. And
it's a really good movie, man.
It's a great fucking movie, and I watched it again recently. Oh, what is it, a week ago? I told you when I watched it again.
Yeah.
And
sometime before the new year.
And because I watched that and I watched my number one again, and it's like, fuck, like these two could be my number one. Like, it's hard. Like, I don't want to say it's my number two. I feel like it's my number.
Well, then say it's your number one.
These two,
then call one
two number ones.
Do I know?
Hey man, I got 3 number ones. You can have 2 number ones.
No. It's gonna be something fucking.
But yeah, World's End. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing with your life?
I agree. Not on my list, but a fantastic movie. Number 1 should come as no shock to anybody in this fucking room, but the number 1 movie of the decade, despite what Rick's going to say right now. Yeah. I just did 2, you did 2.
Right.
I started. No matter what Rick says right now, this is the real number 1 movie, even though we've already established that 50-50 is the show's movie of the decade. Drive is the number 1 fucking movie of the decade.
That's funny. Rick called that was going to be your number 1.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I forgot that he called it. And you want to know what I was expecting to come out of your mouth? Ready Player One.
That's
I'm actually surprised that it didn't touch your top 10.
It's an awesome movie, but it's not top 20 even. Like, I love Ready Player One, and that's a movie I'll watch infinitely, endlessly, no matter where it is on TV or whatever. But it just does not hang with my list of movies. Even the 6 honorable mentions I have, it doesn't hang. And it's hard for me to say because I love it so much and I love the book so much. But yeah, number 1 is Drive. It is fucking perfect. Also was my number 1 in 2011 when it came out. It barely edged out 50-50 that year. And
I think it was my number 2 or 3.
I think so.
Do you know what my number 1 was that year? Do you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, why just wondered?
No.
Because you went back and listened. I didn't know if maybe
Well,
you caught it.
see, no, that was the year where we did our own lists, and then next, and I just listened to mine because I was like, man, I fucking talked forever. But yeah, Drive is my favorite movie of the decade.
Christina Hendricks.
Oh, dude, right? Everybody in that fucking movie, man. Everybody in that movie.
Yeah.
The opening, fucking cheesy, was in here earlier, and we're talking about Kavinsky. Yeah. I've discovered who Kavinsky was because of that movie. And
who's the actress?
Which
the
one?
love interest actress?
Oh my god, I don't know, but that's fucking Oscar Isaac is in that movie too.
He is?
Yes! He's the boyfriend that got out of jail.
Wow, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's Oscar Isaac, fucking Bryan Cranston's in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Christina Hendricks, Ryan Gosling. It is so fucking good.
Carey Mulligan.
Top of the fucking charts. Best movie of the decade. Ryan Gosling is fucking amazing.
Ron Perlman, fuck.
Ron Perlman, and everybody in that movie destroys, including the composer And the person who did the soundtrack of it.
Yeah, I have to say the soundtrack was definitely fucking amazing. I like it a lot. I had that on repeat for a good while that year.
Dude, fucking I still listen to it. It's so good. I screamed and yelled about it already. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Whatever Rick says right now is bullshit. Unless he says Drive. But we know that's not the case because that came out before World's End. And he said he's seen this movie since after the World's End. So whatever he's about to say right now is bullshit because Drive is the number one movie of the decade.
So wait, before hearing Rick's number one, nothing on your guys' decade list is from 2019, huh?
Nope.
No.
And
For
then
now.
so far you've been right, and only one movie's matched, correct?
That's the only movie I thought was going to match.
We've had other movies, but they weren't matched.
No.
Martian
Nothing.
did
Oh,
match.
Martian. Okay, yeah. That was the second one that said one, maybe two. That's what I was thinking.
How many movies have overlapped?
Just Martian and 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so my number one did come late in the game. It came out. Hold on, let me tell you when it came out.
2019 and it's Endgame.
I would still be kind of mad about it.
Came out in 2012.
It's Infinity War.
It came out before World's End.
Oh, well, yeah, it came out before World's End, but I didn't see it when it came out. I didn't see it till way after.
Oh, okay. Here we
You already
go.
know what it is?
No.
Oh, but yeah, because when this came out, like I was like, really, like I'm kind of tired because like I think it was during the same time when what's her face from Girls,
Lena Dunham.
when she came out with her Tiny Furniture movie. I think it was around that same time, and I got kind of tired of the whole like, oh, woe is me, I'm a teenager that's in after college, blah 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 bullshit.
Eighth grade. Fucking eighth grade.
One.
No. I was
just
tired
saying,
of
yeah,
like
that story.
But
But now it's back. That's why it's his number
Can
one.
we fucking finish?
Hey, don't be rude.
Can I finish?
Can I finish? But it was totally opposite from each other. Is what I'm gonna say next.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be in the same kind of vein, but it like this one takes place in high school compared to this one where it takes place just after high school.
Okay.
So is it a Lena Dunham movie?
No, it's not. It just came. I feel like it came out in that same period of time, of 2012. But anyways, wrapping it up. The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Ah, I knew it.
I didn't see that. I put that off
It.
for so long until I finally watched it. I want to say like 2015, 2016 maybe.
He hasn't shut up about that movie since.
And like when I saw it, I was like,
Then he fucking listens to the book constantly.
what? Like, wow, this movie was so good. And then I got the book. And
I wish I
listened to
would
the
have
book.
fucking said it because that's what I was actually going to say. I wish I would have fucking said it.
And like the writer, the screenplay was also written by the writer of the book. So like this is probably the best adaptation from book to screen. That's up there too. But like just watching, because it takes place during the mid 90s, maybe a little bit earlier than the 90s. And just like watching this character going through coming of age story, you know, going through what he's going through, and it just reminisced with me so much of what I went through during high school.
Gotcha.
And that's why I'm like, I can't believe I put this off for so long.
When did
Like,
you watch it?
I want to say 2016, maybe 2015.
So World's End's been dethroned for a few years now, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But a second ago, you didn't want to call World's End number 2, that it's also number 1, but look at you.
no, well, that's what I'm saying. It was hard to pick between these two because they're both good fucking movies that resonate with me. Like I can't pick between these two.
I already know his order. It's gonna be Goodwill Hunting, Perks of Being a Wallflower, and now World's End is probably number 3.
No, not even.
Whoa, shit! Not even number 3.
No, it's number 3 would be Good Will Hunting.
I thought that'd be number 1.
No,
That's not number 1.
That was
Not
number 1
anymore.
until World's End.
to World's End.
Okay, so World's End is number 2.
No. Like I'm talking all time.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, Perks of Being a Wallflower, like it's so good. Like we get what?
Sorry, I was just gonna add, Mike, have you seen it?
No.
It has Ezra Miller in it. And it has what's his name? He was in that movie that
Logan Lerman?
yes.
I was gonna say Fernum Snavitz just to be a dick, and it's hilarious that's very similar sounding to his name.
Funny.
But yeah, and Emma Watson,
Okay.
and then Paul
Dylan
Rudd.
McDermott, Kate Walsh.
Yeah. It's so good. It's incredible. I love that movie
That's cool.
a lot. I love the book a lot. The ending always makes me fucking bawl my eyes out. Yeah. When I saw it, yeah, I didn't expect to hit close to home as that much.
So what we've established is that not one fucking Marvel movie.
Technically, Logan.
Oh well, yeah, but
I
that's Fox.
I find that a little surprising.
Not one Marvel movie is in his top 10 of the decade.
Yeah, I think that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, Rogue One, of all the Star Wars movies that have come out, like, and I'm not saying Rogue One is bad, I just haven't seen it, but I know because of the person that wrote it that it's probably fucking fantastic. I think that's funny that that's his Star Wars movie that's on the list. And what we've learned is that 50-50 is the Some Shit We Like movie of the decade.
Now, real quick.
With 6 points.
I'm getting angry.
Oh, you're getting angry?
Yeah, I'm getting angry.
Anger rising.
Because it's kind of bullshit that not a single Marvel movie is on your decade.
Logan.
It's not a Marvel
Dude.
movie.
It's Marvel now.
That's a Fox movie.
You know that it
I know. It was
changed
produced. It was
everything
produced by Fox. Yeah.
when Avengers came out, 2012.
So
Shall we go past?
I was gonna say,
Can
do
really
you want me
quick?
to run down my 6 number 11s real quick?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, okay, because I kind of went on and just put them in the order that I would.
Well,
But if you did, that's fine.
mine are in that order also,
Okay.
sort of, but no, they're not actually. I have not ordered these because these are literally all number 11. Number 11, Dark Knight Rises from 2012. Number 11, Super 8 from 2011. Number 11, Warm Bodies from 2013.
That was so good.
Number 11, Chef from 2014.
Chef's fucking awesome.
Number 11, Red State from
Have you
2011.
checked out Chef Show yet?
No, not
On
yet.
Netflix?
And my final number 11 from
Red
2014
State.
is Tusk. 2 Kevin Smith movies.
Wow.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. My
We all
number.
saw Tusk together, right?
I did not
Yes.
see that with
Yeah,
you.
you did.
Yeah,
You did?
Yeah, you did. We went and
We
saw it
all
at the
went.
ArcLight.
The what?
ArcLight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We did. Yeah.
Red State?
Red State was the one we didn't see together. I saw that one.
Yeah,
in
you guys.
Colorado.
He saw that first.
And then I saw
Then
with
you saw it.
And Josh and Francis and
Yeah.
Annie and
New Bev.
Rachel too?
Yeah, and Alexis also.
Yeah.
New
Well, yeah.
Beverly.
Yeah.
My number 11.
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse.
That
2018.
That's number 12 on my list. No, I'm just kidding. My 611s. No, Spider-Verse was almost on
I'm
this
actually
list.
shocked about that too.
Dude, it was hard. It was that between
so
that and
fucking
Social
You guys
Network.
just did not shut up about that movie.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, that was definitely hard. What I said, that's 11. Number 12. Are you ready for this one? Endgame.
That's number 12? All right.
I think that's a bit ridiculous.
13 was one of my favorite portrayals of a relationship.
How high up did you rank to 20?
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Oh shit, we both had 16.
Oh, that's funny. So that's 11, 12. Number 13, like, this movie also made me feel like, oh my god, I gotta get a drink after watching this fucking depressed fest. But it was, and I'm saying that in like the best way possible.
The King of Depressed Fest is like, this
Yeah.
is too depressing.
Yeah.
The only one other movie comes close to that, but I think it came out
before you say it,
2010.
can I guess?
If you're not gonna guess, but go
Is
for
it that funeral one?
funeral?
The Funeral Crasher one? What the fuck is that movie called? You guys talked about
Oh,
that.
Are you talking about
No,
Hesh?
not Hesher. No, not Hesher.
That's-
Crap.
Yeah, it's
So
about...
I've seen it.
Yeah, you guys saw it together.
I don't know.
Go ahead. What is
It's
this one
not
called?
it. I said the only movie that kind of made me feel this way was the one with Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Velvet or Blue Velvet or Valentine? Blue Valentine? I can't remember it. Ryan O'Leary needs to be here to say.
Okay.
But because that movie also made me
Who's in
want
it?
of Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams. Was it Ryan Gosling? Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it was Ryan Gosling.
Blue Valentine.
Yeah, Blue Valentine. That was like one where like towards the end, like even the person like there was like maybe 7 other people in there, and like when we exited, one of the guys turned to me like, "Man, I kind of need a drink after watching that." I'm like, "Dude, I'm right there with you."
I mean, okay, so this movie.
But anyways,
yeah, go ahead.
It's a foreign movie,
Okay.
and it's similar to that, and that is Blue is the Warmest Color.
Oh, okay.
That movie was just like the fucking breakup at the end is fucking heart wrenching.
What movie?
Blue is the Warmest Color. But yeah, so that's number 13, that's it? Yeah. 11, 12, 13. Number 14, Creed.
Oh shit! Yeah, that didn't make my list either, but that was real
Creed.
close.
Fucking love that movie. 15, Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
And 16, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay, nice.
I would put that on the list as Valencia, not.
Yeah, Valencia. Because
it
we
was
saw
a
it.
better movie as that,
We saw it as Valencia.
and it's a better movie at that point. I think.
When it's not tied to anything.
I mean, it could. I don't have a problem with them tying it. I just have a problem with it being in the fucking title.
Right.
Like
It shouldn't have been in the title.
that was a big. I'm like, whoa, fuck, like.
But they had to sell the movie somehow.
I'm stuck on this. It's okay. He's not a funeral crasher, but he's at funerals and talks to people. And it's you guys saw it when you were living in Irvine. What years was that? Like the years in Irvine. Was it just 1 year?
No, I lived in
2.
Irvine from 2014 to 2017.
Okay.
18.
Yeah. I wish I could remember, but yeah.
Not the actor's
Who's in it?
name?
I don't know. I don't remember, but it's from that era.
Is
Yeah.
it like something that Rick drugged me to?
Yes, it's a Depressed Fest movie. I don't remember. Oh well, forget it. It's not on his list, but anyway.
I wonder if it would be if I remember it.
But it's from that era. Anyway.
Yeah, decade list, man.
That's our movies of the decade. We still have one more list, but well, actually, that was our movies of the decade. If you like what we're doing here and what you've seen or heard, but
Come
mostly seen, because this is only going to be a video, come back, check us out. We podcast every week. It goes up in audio, video, YouTube, podcast services all over. Just search SSWL Network. And if you think our lists are bullshit,
Let us know in the
let us
comments.
know in the comments below.
What are your lists?
I'm fucking letting you.
And until next time, Rick.
That was some shit we like.